This week we're traveling through time and space. Is it worth watching? Find out in this week's Indy Christian Review. What happens if you separate the teachings of Christ from his name? Is it okay to teach good morals by themselves, or do you need to cite the source? That's what Time Changer sets out to solve.
In the year 1890, all is well at the Grace Bible Seminary.
Gentlemen, Dr. Carlyle has authored a manuscript entitled The Changing Times.
The board is about to endorse their top professor's latest book.
Insightful, Russell. Excellent reading. I, too, Russell, found it highly thought-provoking.
Despite several misspelled words and much bad grammar, I have no objection.
But when a member refuses to consent,
What Dr. Carlyle is implying is that we can put forth the standards of Christ apart from his name, and I think this is deadly.
everything will change.
Sir, I would like to ask for an exception to the unanimity rule by the board.
Doctor, I cannot change the policy. Such endorsements must be unanimous.
Two colleagues will become adversaries.
I am surprised you will not endorse the book. To be more accurate, I am shocked.
I've invited you to my home to explain why I am saying this.
A friendship will be tested.
What is this?
This machine can transport a person through time.
I beg your pardon?
And the only thing that can settle their dispute
Norris, what is happening?
is a journey to the future.
October 21st, 2000.
Now, in the 21st century,
Must have come in on a long trip, huh?
One could say that.
Russell Carlyle will come face to face
And who are you, mister?
with the future he never imagined.
May I ask where you attend church?
Oh, I ain't got no time for no church.
A future he was warned about.
Young lady, you do understand that stealing is a sin.
Says who?
And the only way he can make things right
This is an extremely critical time for the church.
is to turn back the clock.
You must stop this movie! The man on the screen just blasphemed the name of the Lord!
This guy must be one of those legalists thinks all movies are sinful.
Pardon me?
D. David Morin,
Thank you for treating me in such a fair and Christian manner.
Gavin MacLeod,
My friend, time travel is possible.
Hal Linden,
I would strongly urge you to resolve your differences with Dr. Anderson.
Jennifer O'Neill,
I always believed in God, but I didn't have a clue who Jesus Christ was.
Richard Reilly,
I just see this as a matter of standing up for something which you believe is important.
and Paul Rodriguez.
Hey, preacher man got himself some new threads, huh?
Threads?
You know, clothes, rags, ropa.
They say no one can change the past.
Russell Carlyle's been dead since 1936.
That can't be the same guy.
One man must.
Carla, in a hurry to go somewhere?
Time Changer.
You must see for yourself what happens in the future.
A Rich Cristiano film.
Now, as I've said before, I am a sucker for time travel stories. And I admit, Time Changer has always had a special place in my heart. It was one of the first Christian movies I ever saw, and it was during the time that I first got into filmmaking. So to say that it's had a big influence on me would be an understatement. But that being said, I'm going to give it a fair review, just to prove that I don't look at everything through rose-colored glasses. Time Changer is a comedy drama sci-fi movie with a touch of steampunk. It's about a seminary professor from the 1890s that gets sent into the early 2000s to see the results of teaching morality without the authority of the Bible. And what he finds is, well, look out your window. The moral of the story is pretty clear, and you can almost consider this movie the treatise of the Christian films must have the gospel and proclaim the name of Christ camp. And they make a compelling argument. At times. If we're dealing with the general Joe Q Christian sense, then yes, proclaim the gospel, because it's not by good works that we're saved, but by Christ alone. But there's this 5-minute scene where Dr. Carlyle is talking to a modern lady, and she's telling him about how the film industry got to where it is today. And the same message is given. And that's where I respectfully disagree. To a point. Bear with me, this one's for my fellow Christian storytellers. For me, I look at it from the viewpoint of know your audience. If the purpose of your story is to evangelize, then yes, by all means, put a gospel message in your story. Have someone get converted or have someone lay out the gospel or whatever. If you're trying to get people saved, then share the gospel. Duh. But if you're telling a story, say for the church, then I would submit that having the gospel in your movie or your story isn't necessarily necessary. If you want to include a message in your story, then have it be something that the church is dealing with, like apathy or tolerance for sin, or family issues, or whatever. Jesus told plenty of parables, stories, that didn't say how to get saved, but told you how to live as a child of God and how to interact with others in a godly manner. To say that a story or movie isn't Christian just because it doesn't have the gospel in it is misguided, I feel. Now let's get back to the movie. The cinematography is top-notch. The acting can at times seem wooden, but I think that can be attributed to the 19th century diction of the characters rather than bad acting. It may seem dusty and formal to our uber-casual 21st century ears, but it's accurate for the period, so I think it's passable. The script is very much agenda-driven, and that's reflected in several preachy monologue scenes, but the actors do a good job of delivering them believably. And the arc of Dr. Carlyle is well done. At the beginning, he's an egotistical jerk, unwilling to accept any criticism. He's even quick to chalk up Gavin MacLeod's objections to him being delirious from an illness. Jerk. But he does come around and gives a nice dose of humility after spending some time in the future. There are some really funny moments, a good heartfelt scene or two, and a nice dose of some minor tension to keep you guessing. I'd probably give this movie a 4 out of 5 overall. To find out more about Time Changer, visit timechangermovie.com. Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check back
Zach, listen up, Zach. Hey, where are you? I hate time travel.
Controversial warrior? What are you doing here?
Listen, Zach, I'm from the future, and I came to warn you about something.
Oh no, don't tell me next week's movie is an end times movie.
No, it's late one night, but that's not the problem, okay? You need to buy, you need to purchase, you need to place an order or something, because...
Oh, good. Had me worried there. Well, anyway, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and check out our other reviews at indychristianreview.com.
Zach, you're not listening to me.
I'm Zack Lawrence. Thank you for watching. May God bless you, and may God bless independent Christian Okay, what am I going to review? Ooh, Time Changer. I haven't watched this one in forever. Perfect. Great. This episode of Indy Christian Review is brought to you by the Ichthus Network, your hub for Christian web series. Visit ichthusnetwork.com.
Zach, hello, I'm from the future. Come on. You know what? You don't want to find out about it now? Then you can wait 7 episodes to find out about it then. How's that, huh? You don't care? Fine. Well, if that's the way it's going to be, then I'm just going to go ride some dinosaurs.